I had a wonderful childhood, a lot of adventure, a lot of travel, um, moved 23 homes, maybe that, by the time I got married at 23. So I, had seen the most ordinary four rooms turn into a beautiful, warm dwelling. I think that's where the little bug came in, and I realized that it takes so little to create and to make a very nice living space. And I think that's where it all started. But yes, I've been to numerous schools. Uh, my father has been a very big, important role model. My mother was an artist, is an artist, so has been an important role model too. My grandfather for very, very basic, down to earth, experiences and advices through my life. So I think these three people have played a very important and a big role in who I am and what profession I eventually went into. Design is all about form, look, and functionality. And art is all about self-expression. But with about 32 years in my profession, I now believe there's a very fine line between the two. In fact, I'd go to the extent of saying design is a tougher form of art because you work within constraints, within parameters of specification, requirements, and you have to find the self-expression of others and the aspiration of others to create a space for them in which they feel at home. So for me, I think design does flow into art and is another form, or is another art form, so to speak. I would say, just like a good doctor, just like a good lawyer, you need a communication with the people to find out what they want so that you can reach the crux of the symptom, the malady, their requirements. You need that conversation. And just like that, if you are into this field of work, you need to be able to empathize, to communicate, to find out what are the, sometimes people are building a home, their dream home, and you've got to know exactly 30 years they've been making notes, planning things, thinking about it. You have to take it all in, give them the best options, have a communication, have a conversation, have trust that you will be able to deliver what they want. So yes, empathy is so important. And I think empathy can be taught to a certain extent. It also has to come from within. Just like one doctor, what discerns him from the next doctor is his ability of bedside manners. How half the battle is won if he sort of makes you feel comfortable and you tell him all your problems and so on and so forth. And it's the same with a person in my line of work. The more you talk, the more you communicate, the more the other person at the other end knows what you're looking for, and it's easier to deliver. And when you work in firms or you work with senior architects, you learn and you see how they communicate, the questions they ask, the probing questions, and I'm sure you learn alongside. You also learn what not to ask after you work with some architects, and you know that, you need to know that much. So it's a learning experience. And as a society, yes, I think we are losing the art of conversation. I think it's the WhatsApp syndrome. I write my message, I send it to you, and I'm not interested in your response. It's so that it has sort of permeated into our lives as well. We need to pause, we need to listen, get the feedback, and be able to understand that if I have an opinion, somebody else also has a counter opinion. So when I get into a conversation with a client and I'm giving the do's and don'ts and the pros and cons of a particular design, I have to listen to why they want it in their home. And after a time, and a point, I have to give in and say, yes, because it is your home and you have to live here and I'm just going to go away, you know. So empathy is a very important aspect, I would say, in any profession where you deal with another person. You need to have empathy. Success doesn't come overnight. It's a lot of hard work and a lot of sleepless nights. Uh, I think you have to give it your all. And I think above all, you have to be honest to the profession. You know, it all comes with enjoying it and getting your hands and fingers dirty, getting down on your haunches, mixing the paint, climbing on the ladder, checking what's up there, being on top of the job, so that you know, then you have authority to demand, to question, to get a certain quality. So I think you have to be hands-on. Another very important thing I tell young people and women and young girls also is that to respect the team that you work with. You know, they are semi-skilled workers and they are skilled workers, and respect them as much as you would give your clients respect, because one can't do without the other. You create with their hands and deliver to these people who pay for it. I mean, there's a connection between the two. In my own business, I've had the same people for the same core team for 32 years. It's only expanded, but they've been the same people who have been with me, because there's a mutual respect, and that's very important. Also, I would say no PowerPoint presentation, no concept can match the experience of hands. So that's very important to understand that this is the backbone of your business, and they must share the success with you. So that is something very important that I have learned, and that is something that I would like to, the advice I'd like to give young people. A thinking woman, and of course, my definition of strong woman has evolved over the years. I have from, bluster and making your space and, marking your turf. I think now I would say the quiet ones are the steely ones who manage to do a lot without too much noise. And I would think a certain inner strength when you have the ability to think, discern, and you have the confidence to do it, which comes with education, which comes with more so with economic independence, and a certain position and power in the space you are, whether it's your family and so on. I think those women are strong, and they're anchors at home, anchors at work, and they're rocks which you can lean on. And I think, yeah, so I have changed my opinion about strong women over the years.